Hello out there in YouTube land and also some social media lands. Welcome to an all-new video. In this video we're going to be talking about and reviewing a new film that just got released on streaming services a couple weeks ago and is a sequel or prequel to a great franchise that a lot of people love. And we're going to get right into that. Before we do that, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss this video or any other videos I put up. As always, people, if you enjoy my content here on YouTube, definitely check out my other social media platforms such as Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Rizzle, all those great places. Definitely check them out. As always, let's get right into this. So welcome one and all to an all-new video. So like I was saying before, we're going to be talking about a new film that just got released on streaming on Hulu recently, and it's a prequel in a amazing series of great films. And that happens to be the film called Prey. Yeah. Prey. Yeah. So Prey is the next film in the Predator franchise and also a prequel to the first Predator film, and is an interesting take on what it was like for a Predator back in the early 1700s. And I think that this whole concept was a really cool concept, taking it back to, square one and giving us a little different take on the Predator series and show us a Predator, in a different time as well and giving us just kind of a different take. And I was actually, at first I wasn't too sure about that, but after watching it, I was like, wow, this was actually a pretty cool idea. Now, this film happens to be directed by none other director that goes by the name of Mr. Dan Trachtenberg. Oh yeah, Dan Trachtenberg. Woo, Dan Trachtenberg. Dan Trachtenberg. So Dan Trachtenberg, you might recognize his name from a few other things he's done over the years, but he is really just a up-and-coming director that really knows his stuff and makes pretty decent films. Now, another film that I really enjoyed that he directed is actually a really fantastic film that came out a few years ago, saw it in theaters, and is a great sequel as well and a great franchise, and had a really fantastic cast. And that, of course, a film called 10 Cloverfield Lane. Yeah, 10 Cloverfield Lane. Yeah, this is an amazing film, such a great sci-fi mystery thriller, great cast. John Goodman in it, Mary Elizabeth Winstead. I mean, this movie just had a really fantastically done cast. And it just was a solid thriller mystery type of film with a sci-fi element that was related to the Cloverfield film. And I just really enjoyed the whole concept of the film, and I thought Dan did a great job giving us a really solid kind of like mixture of two different genres that just worked and meshed really well together. And I really enjoyed how the film really started off a little slow, but then gradually picked up, and then we had this great climactic ending that was just really superb. And I just really thought it was a really well done film, and I thought Dan did a great job with it. If you haven't seen 10 Cloverfield Lane, definitely check it out for Dan's directing. He did a really good job of directing it. But overall, with Prey, I thought he did a really fantastic job. He gave us a really solid gore, action-packed film that was just really well executed and worked really well and gave us a really new solid entry into the Predator franchise. If you haven't seen Dan direct anything, definitely go check out on Hulu now, Prey. He did a really fantastic job with it. So this movie doesn't have a huge cast. Actually, a lot of the people that are in this film that portray the characters and actors in this film and stuff like that are actually, this is kind of like their first film, and they really haven't done anything else. Actually, it's quite impressive the amazing how many Native American actors they got for this film, which I thought was really cool. But the only person that has had more acting experience in this film was actually the main character herself that was in Prey. And that happens to be the actress known as Miss Amber Midthunder. Oh yeah, Amber Midthunder. Woo, Amber Midthunder. Yeah. Amber Midthunder, wow, she is awesome. I really enjoyed her. I thought she did a really good job in the film, and I just really enjoyed what she brought to the character and giving us this really solid performance in this film. Now, Amber, you might recognize from a few other things with her. She's been in some TV series. She was in Banshee. She was in Legion. She's been in a few other movies over the years. And actually is just, pretty much an up-and-coming actress that just really is, becoming more and more seasoned and really good. Now, another film she was in, actually, that I've seen that I thought she did a really good job, and she played a really interesting character in, is a great film that stars the awesome and amazing Jeff Bridges called Hell or High Water. Yeah, Hell or High Water. Yeah. This movie was really actually pretty good. It was an interesting film. It was different, and overall I thought it had a really good cast, and Amber was really good in this film portraying the character she portrayed, and I really enjoyed what she brought to the character too, and she made it very interesting and very, felt very real. It felt very natural, her character in this film, and I thought that just was a really good job by her, and really integrated well with all the other characters in the film, and especially her lines and her scenes with Jeff Bridges, they worked so well together and you felt very natural watching it. I thought she did a really good job in this film and just really showed her acting talent and how much it's evolved over the years. Really fantastic actress. If you haven't seen Amber Midland or anything, definitely check out In Hell or High Water. She was really good. But when it comes to her performance in Prey, like I said, I really enjoyed her. I thought she did a really good job. I thought she did a fantastic job, and I thought that she really held her own in the film in kicking the Predator's butt. And I just thought that how she brought it and gave us, this kind of, what would a Native American at the time, all of a sudden they see this alien, how would they deal with it? And I thought she did a really good job of giving us that, what would happen, and, how that would work really well. And that's one thing I was saying when I first saw that this movie was supposed to be a prequel, supposed to be in, back in the, 1700s. I was like, how are they going to do that? They only have sticks and stuff like that. They don't, and they were saying that it was going to be mostly about Native Americans fighting the Predator, and I was like, how's that going to work? And they didn't really have weapons at the time, I thought. And so Amber really proved that to me, that you could use these sticks and arrows and stuff like that and kick a Predator's butt. So I thought they did a really fantastic job. Everyone that was in the film did a really amazing job as well, and overall made a really fantastic film. And if you haven't seen Amber in anything recently, definitely check her out in Prey. She was really fantastic. So what is Prey about? Basically, the premise of Prey is it's supposed to be in the early 1700s, and a predator comes to Earth for its first time to hunt for sport. And while he's down there, he ends up coming across this area where there happens to be Native Americans. And basically, these Native Americans see what's going on, and they basically have to figure out a way to stop this alien creature they're seeing and survive. And it's up to basically the main character herself to really save the rest of the people in this area. And it's just a really fun done film. It was really enjoyable. Dan did a great job of directing it. Amber was amazing in it, and like I said, all the other actors that were involved in it, with this being their first film, all did a really fantastic job as well, and gave us really outstanding performances. Overall, a really great film, really well done, and I thought had some really great sequences throughout it too that just really knocked it out of the park. I mean, there's some great scenes in this film that I was really impressed with, I thought. I mean, they have some really great action sequences that involved Amber and the Predator, and when she's fighting him. We got some really great scenes of some, other nationalities that were in the area at the time having to fight the Predator too as well. And we had some great sequences that just involved just awesome action sequences that I just can't get over. And they just all did a really great job. I was really impressed with all the different sequences in this film, and overall just how well the film meshed together. It was really enjoyable. If you haven't seen it, definitely check it out on Hulu now. Really worth the watch, really well done, and overall a really decent flick and a great addition to the Predator franchise. So that's it for this Movie review guys, as always, thank you for watching, thank you for liking, also thank you for subscribing. And if this is your first time here, or you have been here before, don't forget to check out any older new videos you might not have seen mine yet. As always, people, if you enjoy my content here and want to show support for the channel, definitely check out my links down below. Either from my Patreon page, where my amazing patrons who subscribe to my Patreon get awesome extras and stuff like that, like outtakes, bloopers, saves, and what I do next, all that kind of cool stuff. Definitely check that out. And also, people, if you're a huge horror fan, love horror films, definitely check out the Horror Pack link, where you get great horror films right to your door every month for a great low price. Definitely check that out, too. As always, people, catch you in the next one.